Hi. I'm just making a video to let you know that I'm concerned about my fellow Cyber Crusader, Nabeel Qureshi. I think he could possibly be mixing Kingdom Age with the Grace Age. The Kingdom Age is what Jesus, earthly Jesus, the Jesus and the apostles preached. The Jesus before Jesus went to the cross preached. Whereas the Grace Age is what Paul preached after Jesus' resurrection. And I believe that we're not under the Kingdom Age. It's more of a heart thing. It's a symbolic thing right now. It's a thing that pretty much lacks magic, I guess you could say. In the Kingdom Age, you can have the faith the size of a mustard seed and tell a mountain to move, and it will. You see, raise the dead, speak in tongues, do miracles, pick up snakes, poison, all that stuff. It won't hurt you. But in the Grace Age, it's by the grace of God is what comes down to it, and it seems like it's a time of medicine. Paul told Timothy to take a little wine for his stomach's sake. I guess Timothy had a problem with his stomach, and Paul said, "Oh, take a little wine, for your stomach's sake." It went something like that. And Paul prayed 3 times. And seems to me, Paul had an incredible amount of faith since he was knocked off his horse and blinded, and heard, Saul, why persecutest thou me? So in other words, Paul had the faith, and yet, in spite of the faith of probably something a lot greater than a mustard seed, he prayed 3 times and couldn't remove a thorn from his side. And right now, a lot of eyes are on Nabeel Qureshi. He's a good-looking guy, which attracts attention. He's intelligent. He has a lot of faith. And so if I were a Muslim, I'd be thinking, I'd be like, I'd be hoping that Jesus healed him, so I could be brave enough to leave Islam. But at the same time, I was thinking, oh my gosh, if he's not healed, then I think Allah did say, be, and destroyed Nabeel, in his prime, because he's in his prime right now. And I would then remain firm in Islam. I mean, it's psychological, And the thing is, Revelation talks about people chopping your head off if you refuse to take the mark of the beast. And who would chop your head off? All it has to be is someone getting to power, putting Muslims in there, saying, "Oh, he said something bad about Islam," and off your head goes, even though you're trying to buy food without taking a mark. So Islam just may not go the way of what we hoped. It just might become very strong in power pretty soon. And the destruction of Nabeel just might help add fuel to the fire to make Islam grow. You know what I mean? So I just feel, oh my gosh, the poor guy, he's mixing the dispensations. He's all these eyes are on him. He's in the Kingdom Age, not in the Grace Age. I think we're in the Grace Age now, not the Kingdom Age. And I don't know if he realizes that the Bible says God is no respecter of persons. That he's the hidden God. That he sends rain on the just and the unjust. In other words, it's like there is no personal God, even though the Bible is clear that God is personal, but he's working all things for the glory and counsel of his will. And it's really controlling the shots. He's a lot like Allah, is what it comes down to it, except the difference between the Quran and the Injil, or the before scriptures, is that there's a hint of universal salvation where everyone eventually is going to make it. Talks of eternal hell, but there's also scriptures that don't make sense if there is eternal damnation for people. You know what I mean? So, and plus you have there must needs be heresies among you that blah blah blah. I forgot how. So you can stand up with things like that. But which makes no sense if there's eternal damnation, because why should I stand out if it's going to cost someone's salvation? So. Anyway, I'm hoping for the best for Nabeel, but I just hope he realizes that, again, God's no respecter of persons. God's a hidden God. Paul prayed 3 times to have a thorn removed from his side. It wasn't removed. And not to get too upset if nothing happens. If he has to start taking... if I were he... I don't think I would pray anymore. I mean, I prayed and I fasted for Nabeel, and did he get better? No, and I have a feeling he won't be, because God's a hidden God. So, I'll pray for him, but not as much, because it might be God's will that Nabeel die a horrible death, just to keep Muslims firm in Islam. So they do come against Jesus at Armageddon, I mean, who are all these people that are coming against Jesus at Armageddon, Yeah. Christians? Seems to me there'd be a lot of Christians at that time if they saw Nabeel getting miraculously healed, But instead you have people coming against Jesus at Armageddon. And you have people chopping off heads. So I told you that. So that's how I think right now. I just think Nabeel's in for a lot of hurt in those that are watching him. Yeah. Bye.